Australia, remote Australia, a faraway landscape that most will never see. It forms the engine room of our livestock trade, producing 21 million tonnes of beef each year. We're not the biggest player in global live export, but our beef is sought after for its premium quality. Brahman cattle thrive in this climate, but life out here is hard. It's a life few people will ever know, a life that takes a lot of grit and perseverance. I'd like to think I'm the kind of person who can thrive out here, not to make a living nor raise a family, but to simply embrace the experience of a rugged motorcycle adventure. From Perth to Sydney and everywhere in between, I'm joining 250 riders on a 7-day moto pilgrimage from Merrifield Station to Alice Springs. Some have travelled halfway around the world to be here.
From northern British Columbia, Canada.
Wow.
I flew into Perth and then drove up here.
You ever been to Australia or the Outback?
Yeah, back in late 90s.
You kind of look like you belong here.
Yeah.
Droving a mass horde of motorcyclists through the Outback requires a sharp mind, and KTM Australia's Rosie Lalonde and her team have it all planned out. We receive our very own KTM swag, complete with sleeping bag, deck chair and camp utensils.
Doc, you get your bell bag in there too.
With that, all that's left to do is find a space on the lawn, run your bike through tech inspection, fuel up at the truck, and find your place among the Orange Army.
This event has been a long time in the making. We started the KTM Australia Adventure Rallies back in 2016, and our very first event was in the Snowy Mountains, and we had 121 riders. Now, last year, we bumped that up to 194, and this year, as many of you know, that this event booked out in just under 15 minutes, and we have 244 riders here. So a big round of applause for you guys for supporting this. So, as you can imagine, an event like
this requires a moto-mounted captain, one who commands the respect of the riders both on or off the motorcycle. And KTM Australia's General Manager Jeff Leask will be right there with us.
Making these rallies special events, really special experiences, and I know from a KTM company point of view, delivering unique experiences to our customers is really a key objective for us moving forwards.
This rally will be run through the cattle stations of North Star Pastoral. So thanks to their owner, Colin Ross, we'll ride through parts of Australia that are inaccessible to the public.
Well, welcome to our home, everyone. I'm really proud to hold this event for yourselves, KTM, and for all our staff. Thanks for coming, thanks for making the effort, and we really hope you have a good week. We certainly have put a fair effort in a long period of time, as Jeff said.
KTM also like to inject some talent into the event, so their official adventure ambassador, Chris Birch, will be right in the thick of it too.
To get this many people in orange shirts and all the swags and the effort you guys have gone through already is incredible. I've been riding with KTM for a very long time now. This is double the size of any other KTM event I've ever seen, so you're in the lead.
And as a special guest, they've also invited our current Australian off-road and enduro champion, Daniel Milner, for his very first experience of a KTM rally.
your first impressions on the Big 1190. What do you think?
It's big. It's a lot bigger than what I'm used to, that's for sure. But yeah, we rode down from Darwin yesterday and pretty comfortably sits on 150, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, sorry.
Talkie, you didn't mean that.
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker.
As the band rolls out into the night, there's one last thing I almost forgot to do.
Definitely unleaded, eh? It's not a diesel tank, surely.
I smelled it first. I thought maybe it was diesel.
Nah, it's petrol.
I've got the fuel dongle on this, it'll run on that anyway.
So I've buddied up with the ambassadors, Birchie and Milner, and while the event's lead riders left an hour ago to mark basic points of the course with arrows, we're opening the morning stage to help disperse roaming cattle, set a path through the more challenging breakout section, and filter back through the pack to help riders should they need it. We're pushing into the wilds of Australia now. Snakes, lizards, spiders, dingoes, scrub bulls and crocodiles. Almost everything out here could kill you. But when you've got over 200 kilograms of twin-cylinder dirt bike beneath you, you kind of feel like you're at the top of the food chain. Pushing to the end of the first breakout, we start to merge with the other riders on the main route.
Thank you, sir.
If you're new to the Outback, it can seem like another planet. So KTM have assigned some mid-pack sweeps to help keep things running smoothly. They're not paid to be here, just top blokes who are friends of the KTM family.
Right into it. Working up a sweat sack, huh?
Yeah, mate, this is the stuff I do.
I can guarantee that is not hadn't had a puncher.
It seems this guy is in denial of his dilemma.
Are you calling in the flat tyre?
No, just doing a check while we're out here. Making sure everything's working fine.
Might as well, while there's no stress of injury.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As expected, some of the riders are too excited and riding over their head in the dust. Like this guy, overcooked into an erosion ditch and lucky not to have busted a wrist. Good effort for keeping it upright though. With every rider now active on the course, the 2018 KTM Outback Adventure Rally is in full swing, and a lot of riders are finding themselves in terrain they've never experienced before. Ah yes, it looks like our flat tyre friend is no longer in denial.
Oh, I'm having a great time, thanks. I love getting 2 flats in one day when I've never had one in 40 years.
Bike issues aside, news of injured riders is travelling quickly.
Sorry, mate. What accident? The one where the guy had a broken leg and the guy come past and hit his bike and went airborne and broke his collarbone.
This is the real and apparent danger of off-road motorcycling, but KTM are well equipped and ready to respond to incident. When you're riding a motorcycle off-road, every metre travelled is an opportunity to crash. So you have to keep plenty of skill in reserve. You need to have the most aggressive braking manoeuvre on standby at all times and be ready to avoid something every second you're moving forward. With the majority of day one's loop behind us, a burger and beer at the Daily Waters pub is very necessary.
I got lost a couple of times in the creek.
Sample any of the local beef?
No, but my wheels did fall in a couple of those sinkholes.
Yeah.
And give my wrists a bit of a flick.
Bit of a shake-up?
Yeah, a bit of a shake-up, yeah. But no, we enjoyed it, mate. It was good. It was a tough day. I'm glad we're at lunch anyway. We're nearly finished.
I didn't do the breakout today.
Not interested.
No, I will tomorrow.
You got scared off by Selleck's speech, didn't he?
I was very scared.
That's not like you.
I know. He put doubt into my head.
Fear of God.
Pub banter. Such a relaxing tone in the outback.
Barely made it, ran out of fuel 3 times.
What did you do that for?
Well,
You can't blame the bike.
no, I kind of do. I made it 180 kilometers and I ran out of fuel. I'm used to getting about at least 200, 220. And yeah.
Fuel consumption, it's a different game out here in the desert, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're pushing through all that sand and that loose gravel and everything.
There's a bit of carnage out there today. Yep. I truly can't believe how people have been going out there. What's the tally?
5 riders out of 250 were hospitalised today. Statistically, day one went well, but the amount of chopper rescues initiated was more than anticipated. It seems the group need a good stern talking to, and I think they're going to hear it from Leesky tonight.
It's pretty irresponsible, really. They really do need a rev tonight.
I think if nothing else, it was a good shakedown to prepare everyone for the next 6 days.
Absolutely, yeah, because I don't think anyone knows what to expect, so I think today was one of those days, I guess, as a baptism of fire, kind of figure out what to do riding up here in the NT,
Exactly.
So, yeah.
The cycle of life, from cattle yard to kitchen.
I'm hungry, I only had 3 lunches.
So some poor soul that was injured and extracted, Chris stole his lunch from his tank bag.
Really?
Yes.
He wasn't going to eat it. That is the truth.
That is basic survival.
It is really important, guys, to attend these briefings and pay attention. And I know there's a lot of people talking behind me, and I know it's hard to hear me back there, but it is really important.
This is a rally and not a race at the start. Maybe we should have made that a little bit clearer. It's not a race, guys. There's no need to be doing $1.50 in the bush overtaking people, all right? 3 of the guys that we put into the helicopter were all overtaken just before their crash.
Tomorrow we move into remote areas, and if we had a similar day like we've had today, where we're going tomorrow, we will not be able to respond. You have to ride like there is no support. You are totally on your own. You have to ride like that. This is all about getting to Alice Springs. I want every single one of you to get to Alice Springs. You have to ride with that in mind. You have to ride within your abilities, and if there is that DUST around, then do that. Let's do that. Easy. Easy. Riding when you can't see is insane.
Leesky has spoken. It's a quiet night tonight as everyone retreats into their swags. Day 2 and a fresh start. Everybody is on their best behaviour. No funny business and all courtesies extended. Dropping a fart in line at the Bowser is the most daring thing we'll see today. It's business as usual though. Birchie's on the back wheel and Milner's helping fix another flat tyre.
Yeah. No worries. You reckon you got this covered? What a shit fight. Look at it.
Rolling into the isolated fuel station of Top Springs, we're once again shoulder to shoulder at the Bowser. Another chance to discover each other's weird and wonderful traits.
We've got to hurry up and do this before I die.
Well, just don't make that within the next 5 days, all right?
No, I've got at least a week left.
The Victoria River Causeway provides some great entertainment, especially with this bull dust pit immediately after it. Another day in the outback. So this is Wazza, and he's picked up a Sheila in the scrub. Half his luck. In all seriousness though, this lovely lady works for Victoria River Downs Station and happened to get her ute bogged in the bull dust. She's going our way, so a ride on the back of a rally bike definitely beats walking out here. Humbert River Station. It's owned by Hetsbury Cattle Co., friends of North Star Pastoral, and sits at the base of the Gregory National Park. We've long beaten the luggage truck, so we can only kick back, grab a beer from the kitchen truck, and soak up this epic place. Man, I'm hungry. One guess what's on the menu tonight.
Yep.
It's gonna just have to be on the dirt,
Straight down on the dirt.
Yeah. We're in the bush, bud.
Why don't you just take your shoes off and do it with your feet? Alright, you flip the cap.
Just hear it done behind the scenes everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No. You know, you might take in 1 or 2 flies, so be it. Whatever.
It's called crunch, it's called flavour.
Okay, this is happening. A bit of West Australia's, I won't say it's the finest, but hey.
We actually tip it in the fucking food. It's flavour right
This
there.
is going to change the game.
Flavour. So we had good mix. This is excellent.
That is going to set the mood for the night.
I might need another beer actually.
Might need another.
The Orange Army is forming an outback bond. Our normal day-to-day selves are becoming less significant. We are in this together, comfortably communal, content with minor comforts, and equally satisfied as motorcyclists. It's like a refugee camp, a beer camp, beef camp, fart camp, call it what you like. But there's no place in the world any of us would rather be right now.
As many of you may have have discovered today, it's a good idea to pack your thongs and shorts with you on your bike. So when you're waiting for the luggage truck, you can maybe get comfortable, change, that sort of thing.
Tomorrow is the most technical day of this year's rally. Last year when we did the recce, we left Limbunya, we rode it in reverse. And our plan was to get through to Top Springs from Limbunya Station. And I reckon we ran out of light about an hour and a half down the road here. So we only made it a couple of 100 k's into Gregory National Park.
I'm once again opening the stage with Team Ambassador, and it's still dark. This will be a big day, and everyone is anxious to what lay ahead. There will be no ground support for this stage because the Gregory National Park is too rugged to send in any kind of sweep vehicle. Rosie's holding back bulls at a gate. Everyone is eager to get moving. Every rider out here is on their game and treating this day with the seriousness it deserves. Don't crash, don't damage your bike, and do not get lost. Where you point your front wheel will determine how quickly and safely you reach your destination. You have to stay focused out here. It's obvious by the look in people's eyes. They are worlds away from their comfort zone right now. It seems this guy's anticipated spending a night alone in the wild, judging by the gear he's strapped to his bike.
Give us a good look at that face.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? Eh?
That's awesome.
Bit of Northern Territory dirt.
That's a proper desert face. Look at you.
It feels like it.
You've been out here for a month.
Look where we are.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
It's got 3 days of dust in it, a few different flavours.
It might be getting some attention this afternoon.
So here we are, a random collection of men in one of the most remote places on Earth. Seems like a fitting occasion to officially welcome our first-time adventure rider into the game. I hereby baptize thee, Daniel. May your days of twin-cylinder motorcycling be graceful, extreme, and plentiful. From time to time, it's nice to dial out of ride mode and appreciate the majesty of such a harsh yet stunning landscape. Riding within your limits, managing fatigue and staying focused is still no guarantee you'll be safe on a motorcycle. But this is the risk we take as riders.
Everyone good? Do we have a situation? All good?
Right shoulder.
Dislocated?
Dunno.
Can't ride?
It's a bit early yet, he hasn't long got up.
Oh, okay.
He needs to cool down and that.
Alright.
So a couple of painkillers wouldn't hurt at this stage if someone put them. I think I've got it.
Okay. Yeah, he's in pain, but he's okay. He's not going to die.
Not today.
Yeah, he's alright though.
He's still got a
pretty
smile
tough.
on his face.
Alright, cheers.
You're a tough bastard, Greg. He's actually got a broken collarbone, fractured shoulder, 5 fractured ribs and a punctured lung. With our friends stabilised and chopper initiated, Team Ambassador resumed play.
What's the situation, lads? Oh. Fence wire, huh? Say when. Happy?
Give us a 11.
Whoa! There she blows. Hey?
Penny roll it and it'll just do
Just go around and lift them out. Look at it. It's like
we've got a piece of wire in the caliper as well on the other side.
If I can take it off, take the wheel out.
The chain's going to come off.
Good bit of fencing wire. You picked up the best bit of the Outback. Look how thick it is.
He got a photo of how thick it was.
Oh, jeez.
The whole fucking thing.
Just the sheer force of it. Well, when you put the nut on, it should bind it back flush.
Yeah.
Limbunya Station, another patch of outback paradise. We're bunking down here for 2 nights as tomorrow's ride is another loop day.
Chris Macy.
That's him. That's the one.
Pretty happy with yourself to get that done today?
You're not wrong.
Yeah?
Very much so.
You're in one piece.
That was tough.
It was. It was good.
Yeah.
Best day's ride of the event so far. What do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Any moments?
Plenty.
Yes.
Not all riders have made it to bivouac, but KTM Australia are going over and above to bring them in.
Davey A got here first in about 5 hours. He did well. The WA guys had dramas, flat tyre. One of the boys had an endo and concussed himself.
Dusted himself off, kept charging.
And Jeff Pearson, WA, we had to stop for him because he broke his clutch.
AKA
cover.
Bullfrog.
Bullfrog, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, famous. He busted a rock, hit his clutch cover and busted it off. So we cemented that up, liquid metal.
Good bush skills.
Yes. So we got him going again. But then he got a flat tyre. But they've all got back here. It's all good. Fantastic ride.
Best day so far.
Oh yeah. That's real adventure riding. That's what we came for. That was fantastic.
What do you have to say about that, my friend? I'd be in tears.
Oh, side by side with Sander, and he just didn't give me no room, cut me off.
Really?
Pushed me into a tree. Yeah, I was pretty lucky to get out of it, actually. But
what do you have to say about that, Sander? Is that what went down?
Should have kept left. He got the sticker. What can I say? You ride with your buddies, that's what happens,
Yeah. Any dents in the rims?
Nah, good rims, good
tyres,
and
riding it hard enough.
Yeah, and riding slow. Yeah, we headed about 5 bikes deep in, so we had a good one. Yeah, cleared the road, clear sky, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Saw some good country.
You know, you see the camaraderie, you see the teamwork, and you see the flat tyres, and you see people that are exhausted and those sorts of things, but that's really the essence of this rally.
And the best thing about days like today The support crew are the riders themselves, stopping to offer the tools, the tubes, the whatever kind of medical knowledge they have. If someone's come off, but they're okay to press on. Everybody gets each other through out there, don't they?
Exactly right. I mean, you have to work together. You have to help each other, and you know, when you see someone with a flat tyre, it's almost enjoyable. You pull up and you help out and you get them going and you have a chat, and you might have met that person before, and you meet somebody new. And I guess this ride is also all about making, you know, friendships and bonds with people that seem to last a long time. So
everybody's had a tough day, and I'd just like to congratulate everybody today of what you've done and to get through that, because I know how tough it is. I think you probably all got challenged quite well, and yeah, well done, guys.
Did you just come back from the bush?
Oh, about an hour ago.
About an hour ago?
In the dark, though.
In the dark? I bet that tastes right.
It's better than good. That ain't a word to describe it.
Mate, it's good that you got the fuck out of there.
Thank you.
Really?
I did it.
Any issues?
No, I split my radiator, so it's good to go. And my fuel tank or something, it's leaking fuel.
But you're not sleeping out in the dark with the dingoes tonight, Frank. Eh?
Big wild cats, we saw one this big.
It's only a couple of 100 Ks we're going to do on the loop tomorrow, so you can sleep in, 7:30 breakfast. After that, we're going to have a start time of between 8:30 and 9:30 for the main ride loop, 200 odd K loop. There is also another option there. Cole's going to take you to a special place. He's got a bit of a water hole down the middle of the property.
How good is Australia? Endless horizons of uninhabited landscape. This prehistoric terrain is the perfect environment for big capacity bikes. It's a place you can ride these adventure machines to their full potential. It doesn't matter if you've got the newest or the fastest bike. What's important is that you have a trusty machine you know well enough to carry you across this epic country.
This is Mary's watering hole, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mary's watering hole. Who's Mary?
I don't know. I wonder if she got buried here?
Eaten by a croc?
Or had a good time here?
Yeah.
It's an oasis really in the middle of a dust bowl.
That was you that rolled the key up in the swag, was it?
No. No, this was this morning. The key to my bike is fucked.
You've got to tell it like it is out here. Communication is everything when the distances are so great between water and fuel. Water crossings are almost always a challenge. They test your basic skills and can easily take you down. Sometimes they're good for a laugh, especially if someone needs a little payback. It seems Daniel wasn't too impressed when I tipped the bottle of water over his head yesterday.
That's what you get.
Pretty average attempt to splash me, mate. But I guess you needed to drop the big girl on its side sooner or later. With the Limbanya loop wrapped up, we finish off with a swim at one of North Star Pastoral's private gorges. Apparently there's only freshwater crocodiles in here, and while we enjoy a beer and swim for the afternoon, KTM are once again leaving no man or machine behind. What you're seeing here doesn't happen every day. Only the world's most skilled pilots can execute these motorcycle lifts safely, as the pendulum effect from the bike can pull the chopper out of the sky. Lucky for us, we've got David Adamson, more affectionately known as Chopper Dave. He's otherwise flying for big events like the Dakar Rallye and can place a bike back down on its side stand.
What do you guys think of the food that has been supplied by this amazing team of cooks and North Star Pastoral? I gotta say, what amazing food, and I'm pretty sure no one's been hungry, have they? No way, just definitely going up for seconds, that's for sure. Alrighty guys, before we kick off, who had a good day 4 of the KTM Adventure Rallye?
Team Ambassador are at it again. Big kilometres, big bikes and big desert roads. Here we go again. 250 riders bottlenecking into 2 petrol Bowsers. And it's a prepay card system, which won't allow you to fill the next bike until the immediate one has paid. All good though. Some legend has got their credit card down to keep the pump running for a few bikes. Then you just throw him some cash. Good on you, Jav. To get anywhere in Central Australia, you've got to be ready to put in some big kilometres on the bike. The landscape is really changing now. The northern bush is fading into central desert scrub, and there's less and less opportunity to find shade.
Mate, there you go.
Are you trampling out there, Frank?
Yeah, good, mate. Avoiding the bumps today.
Yeah.
But I'm going good. I'm happy to be back on my bike.
The Tanami Road, an iconic run among Aussie travellers. It acts mainly as a shortcut from Alice Springs to the Kimberley region in Western Australia. Backpackers and grey nomads are sure to add this stretch to their round Australia itinerary. And of course, the infamous Aussie bull dust. There's really only one way to deal with this stuff. Don't back off. "400 k's later and we're here. A nondescript patch of earth somewhere in the Tanami Desert.
Andre Renault is here. Hello.
Good. How are you, champ?
How you going, mate? Good. What's happening?
What's the situation?
Yeah, what's the situation? The situation is... That's a pizza. We are in the middle of nowhere. We are. And there's not a damn thing anyone can do about it.
Pagey, you haven't even stepped off your motorcycle, tipping back a Corona.
I've got a beer.
As is Woodsy back there. Oh, look at that.
There's two priorities at the end of each day's ride. Find beer and get your air filter to the Motorex tent for cleaning.
But, yeah, look, a lot of people are being disrupted.
5 days on a bike and in a swag. Normal life seems worlds away. It's like we don't do that anymore. Now we just wake up each morning and thunder through the outback on motorcycles. Where we're going doesn't really matter, as long as we make it to camp each night. Our bivouac is taking on a different feel. It's like we're the last of our kind, a post-apocalyptic community roaming the wasteland. We have all we need: beef, beer, motorcycles, and a selection of able women to repopulate the planet. Honestly, it's like being in a Mad Max movie.
We had a good day on day 5 of the Adventure Rally! That was awesome, and I gotta say, what a place to camp. This is true outback living, and that sunset that we turned on for you tonight, you can thank us. That was pretty special.
The Orange Army, a motorcycle movement like no other. We are redefining what it means to see the world, the real world in all its vastness and majesty. Motorcycle adventure is not a transit from one hotel to the next. It's a journey into the elements of a landscape. The dust, wind and rain, sleeping under the stars and being woken by the sun. For the past 6 days, we have lived as an independent horde moving through the outback. We have consumed over 4 tons of beef and 42,000 litres of fuel, half of which was supplied remotely by KTM. 244 riders entered this event. 8 succumbed to injury, 10 had mechanical issues, and 9 pulled out because they found it was too hard. The 89% who finished, we are now part of motorcycling history.
think you're probably part of something very unique, very special. I don't know if this will ever happen again. Not in a hurry anyway, I can guarantee you. So yeah, I mean, if you could please, big standing ovation to North Star Pastoral.
Team Mackay. There we go. Oh, that's like
Is your heartbeat all right for a photo?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Don't. Congratulations, my friend. Again, on behalf of the Queen, the Australian Honours and Awards Committee, Australian Government, myself and the grateful nation, please accept this Medal of Honour. Number 1 of 244, of course. And it doesn't go any other way. For efforts, not just with the Rallye, but filming and drone footage. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Just chuck it in the tank bag.
Oh,
Thanks,
don't do that.
Paul.
It goes on the left-hand side, mate. On Anzac Day. Wear it proudly in the march. All right.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, brother.